The universe is silent. No sound, no air, no place for life to breathe. Only darkness, and inside that darkness, one small ship moves forward. It is not just a machine of metal and fire. Inside this ship, there are people. They are humans. They are dreamers, travelers, fighters. They carry with them the hope of Earth, the hope of billions who cannot be here. Every face on Earth looks up at the stars, but only a few have the chance to leave home. These few are now far away, beyond the blue sky, beyond the moon, beyond the comfort of sunlight. They are in the unknown. The ship moves slowly, but each second feels heavy. Every second is a question. Will they return? Will they survive? Will humanity's dream survive with them? The crew does not speak much. Words feel too small compared to the silence of space. But inside their hearts, there's a storm. They remember their families. They remember the moment they left Earth. Smiles, tears, hands waving goodbye. One of them thinks of his little daughter. He remembers her saying, "Papa, touch a star for me." Another remembers his mother's last hug. Another remembers a promise made to a friend. "I will come back." These memories are their strength. These memories are also their pain. Because now, between them and home, lies endless space. Outside the window, stars shine like fire in the distance. But stars do not give warmth here. They are far, too far to touch. The captain looks at his crew. His eyes are calm, but his hands are tight on the control. He knows one truth. This journey is not only about science. It is about survival. Space is not empty. Space is a test that no human has faced before. Then, suddenly, the silence is broken. A light on the control panel starts flashing red. A small alarm begins to scream inside the ship. The crew jumps. Their hearts beat fast. Something is wrong. System failure. The engineer whispers. His voice is dry. The captain does not answer. His eyes move quickly, reading numbers, reading warnings. Oxygen, stable. Power, unstable. Engine, weak. The ship is alive, but only just. One mistake, one delay, and everything could end. In that moment, the crew feels the real weight of their mission. It is not about touching stars. It is not about history books. It is about life and death. One of them closes his eyes. He thinks, is this how it ends? In silence, in cold, far from Earth. But then another voice rises. Calm, steady, strong. The captain speaks. No, this is only a test. And every test we will face together. The words bring strength. Fear turns into focus. Hands move fast, checking wires, pressing buttons, fixing controls. Sweat drops on faces, but no one stops. Minutes feel like hours. The alarm continues, loud and sharp. But then, finally, a sound, a different sound. The system stabilizes. The red light turns off. The ship is safe again. The crew breathes. They do not cheer. They only share one look, a look that says, we survived. For now. But deep inside, each of them knows. This was only the beginning. Space is not kind. Space does not forgive. Space is full of tests. And every test is harder than the last. Still, they continue forward. Because they carry something bigger than fear. They carry hope. They carry humanity. Outside the ship, the stars continue to shine, as if watching these humans with silent eyes. And in the darkness, one question grows larger. What other tests are waiting for them? The ship moves forward, deeper into the black ocean of space. The danger of the first test is still fresh in their minds, but now the silence feels heavier. Every sound of the machine, every small vibration of the engine, remind them how fragile life is out here. Yet, inside this fragile ship, there is strength. The crew is not made of metal. They are human, with beating hearts, with burning dreams. Each astronaut carries a story. The captain, strong and calm, once worked as a farmer's son. He learned patience under the sun, guiding plants to grow slowly, with care. Now he guides his team the same way, steady and calm, no matter how dark the road is. The engineer was once a boy who loved to break toys, then fix them again. He broke radios, clocks, even his mother's old computer. But each time, he learned how to build better. Today, he is the one who keeps the ship alive. The doctor used to help children in poor villages. She saw pain, hunger, and fear, but also saw courage in small hearts. That courage lives in her now. Out here, she is not just a doctor. She is the soul of the crew, reminding them that they are still human. And the youngest one, the dreamer, once spent nights on the rooftop, staring at stars with a small telescope. He whispered to himself, "One day, I will be there." Now, he is here, among the stars, carrying the dream of every child who looks at the sky and wonders. They are different. Different paths, different voices, different hopes. But hey, they are one family. When one is afraid, the others give strength. When one feels weak, the others lift him up. When one remembers home, all of them remember together. Far from Earth, they cannot hear the voices of their loved ones. No radio messages, no familiar sounds. Just silence. But inside their minds, the voices live. The captain sometimes hears his father's words, "Be strong." The land tests us, but we grow. The engineer hears his mother's laughter. "Fix it, my boy. You can fix anything." The doctor remembers a child who once told her, "Don't stop helping. You make us smile." And the dreamer, he hears his own younger self, whispering, "Don't give up. Touch the stars." Day by day, or what feels like days, the journey goes on. Out here, there is no sunrise, no sunset. Only endless dark, broken by stars. The crew must create their own time. They eat together. They share stories. They train. They watch the stars through small windows. Sometimes, silence is heavy. Sometimes, laughter breaks it. They laugh about small things, about a broken spoon, about floating bread, about strange dreams. In those laughs, they feel alive again. But under the laughter, fear is always there. They know every second is a risk. Every second could be the last. One night, as the ship drifts forward, the young dreamer speaks softly. "Do you think Earth is watching us right now?" The captain does not answer immediately. He looks out at the stars, his face calm but heavy. Then he says, "Yes, Earth is watching. Not with eyes, but with hope. We are their eyes now. We are their dream." The words bring silence again, but this silence is not heavy. It is warm. Each crew member feels a fire inside. They are not just travelers. They are the bridge between Earth and the stars. As the journey continues, new sights appear. Strange lights, small planets, shadows moving far away. Each one brings wonder. Each one also brings fear. They do not know what waits ahead. But they do know one thing. They cannot turn back. The captain keeps his hands firm on the control. The engineer checks every system again and again. The doctor writes in her notes, recording every detail. The dreamer stares at the stars, whispering his silent prayers. In the endless black, the ship looks small, almost invisible. But inside, it carries something larger than galaxies, the spirit of humanity. Every test will try to break them. Every danger will try to stop them. But step by step, they move forward, because this is more than a journey of space. This is a journey of the human heart. And far ahead, something glows. A light, faint but steady, like a star calling their name. The crew sees it. Their eyes widen. "What is that?" the engineer whispers. The captain does not answer. His eyes remain fixed on the glowing light. Hope rises. Fear rises too, because in space, every new sight is a question. Is it safety, or is it danger? No one knows. But the journey continues. The light ahead grows brighter. The crew watches in silence, hearts beating faster. At first, it looks like a star, but then it changes. It is moving. It is not still. It is alive, or maybe only space playing tricks on their eyes. The captain gives a calm order. Stay ready. The engineer checks the systems. The doctor holds a medical kit closer, as if she already feels danger. The dreamer keeps staring, his eyes wide, half afraid, half amazed. The ship moves closer, step by step, second by second. The silence becomes heavy again. Then it happens. The ship shakes. Not once, but again and again, like something is hitting it from outside. A storm of invisible hands, pushing and pulling. "Shield up," the captain commands. The engineer's fingers fly across the controls. A blue layer of energy forms around the ship, but it flickers. Sparks fly. The shield is weak. The crew looks out the window. They see rocks, hundreds of them, flying in every direction. A meteor storm. Each rock is small, but moving faster than bullets. One hit, and the ship could break apart. The dreamer whispers, "We are inside a sea of fire." The storm grows louder. Rocks slam into the shield, shaking the ship like a toy. The lights inside flicker. The alarm begins to scream. The captain keeps his voice steady. Hold the course. But inside, even he feels a fear. He knows one truth. No human ship has ever passed through such a storm. The engineer shouts, "Shield at 30%. The doctor grips the chair, her knuckles white. She remembers the faces of children she once saved. She cannot let this crew die here. The dreamer closes his eyes, hearing only the thunder of rocks. In his mind, he sees Earth. Blue oceans, green fields, his small telescope on the rooftop. He whispers to himself, "Not here, not now. We cannot end here." Suddenly, a rock smashes against the side. The ship tilts. Alarms scream louder. A fire bursts near the back. The engineer runs, grabs a tool, and fights the flames. Smoke fills the air, burning their lungs. The doctor pulls out a mask, gives it to the engineer. She coughs but keeps working. The captain holds the controls tight, trying to guide the ship through the chaos. His eyes do not blink. His voice does not break. Outside, the rocks keep coming, like angry giants throwing their fists. The shield flashes red. 20%, 15%, 10. Then the engineer shouts, "We cannot hold. The shield will die." The captain answers, "Then we go through without it. Prepare for impact." The words cut through the air like knives. The crew knows what it means. Without shields, one rock could kill them. But they also know another truth. Stopping here means death too. They look at each other. No words. Just eyes. Eyes that say, "We will face this together." The captain turns off the shield. The blue glow disappears. The ship is naked now, exposed to the storm. Every second feels like the last. Rocks fly past windows, some missing by inches. The ship shakes again and again, but it moves forward. The engineer works like fire, fixing small damages, sealing holes. His hands bleed, but he does not stop. The doctor treats burns and cuts, her voice calm even when her heart races. The dreamer whispers prayers, but his hand stays steady on the navigation, guiding the ship with the captain. The captain does not blink. His eyes stay on the storm, finding a path where no path exists. Minutes feel like hours. Hours feel like years. But then, suddenly, the noise begins to fade. The rocks thin out. The storm grows weaker. And then, silence. The ship moves into open space again. The stars return, shining calmly as if nothing ever happened. The crew sits in silence, breathing hard, sweat dripping, hearts racing. They are alive. The engineer laughs, not from joy, but from shock. "We survived." The doctor smiles faintly, wiping blood from her hands. The dreamer opens his eyes wide, tears shining. "We made it. We touched death, and we lived." The captain looks at them all. His face is calm, but his eyes burn with fire. He says only one line, "Every world tests us. And today, we pass the first test." But deep inside, each of them knows. This was only the beginning. The storm was not the final enemy. It was only the first question. Space has many questions, each one sharper, each one harder. And far away, beyond the stars, the next test is already waiting. The storm is behind them, but its shadow stays in their hearts. The ship is safe, but inside, every soul is tired. Fear leaves wounds that are not seen, but felt. Silence returns, deeper than before. The ship floats through darkness, but now the silence feels heavier, like a weight pressing on their chests. The captain sits alone in the control room. His hands are steady on the wheel, but his mind is far away. He remembers the storm, the flashing lights, the fire, the screaming alarms. For a moment, he had thought it was the end. He closes his eyes and sees his father's farm again, the fields of wheat moving in the wind, the smell of rain on soil. He hears his father's voice. When the storm comes, don't run. Face it, and the sun will rise again. The captain opens his eyes. The storm has passed, but many storms are still inside him. He must not let the crew see his fear. His strength is not for himself, but for them. In the medical bay, the doctor cleans wounds. She wraps bandages on the engineer's hand, burned from a fire. The young dreamer sits nearby, scratches on his face, but his eyes lost in thought. The doctor smiles softly, even though her heart is tired. "You are alive," she says. "That is what matters." The engineer tries to smile, but his voice shakes. "Alive, but for how long? What if the next storm kills us?" The dreamer whispers, almost to himself, "What if we never return to Earth?" The words cut through the air. Silence falls again. The doctor feels it too. She thinks of the children she once helped, their small smiles, their tiny hands holding haze. She thinks, what if I never see them again? What if my last breath is here, in this cold place? She pushes the thought away. She looks at the boys and says, firm but gentle, "We are still breathing. As long as we breathe, there is hope." But later, when she is alone, her hands tremble. She looks into the small mirror on the wall. Her face looks older, her eyes heavy. She whispers to herself, "Be strong, you must be strong." The engineer hides his pain with work. He checks every wire, every bolt, every system. He tells himself that if the ship is alive, they will be alive too. But deep inside, he knows machines can fail, just like humans. He remembers his mother's laughter. He remembers her saying, "You can fix anything, my boy." But can he fix death? Can he fix the silence of space? Sometimes he wants to cry, but he cannot. If he cries, the others will see, and their strength will break. So he keeps working, fixing machines, while his own heart remains broken inside. The dreamer suffers the most. He was the youngest, the one with bright eyes and big dreams. But now his dreams feel heavy, almost cruel. He stays at the window, at the endless black outside. He whispers, "I wanted to touch the stars, but the stars are cold. The stars do not care if we live or die." He remembers his rooftop, the small telescope, the joy of watching the sky. He remembers telling himself, "One day I will be there." And now he is here, but it does not feel like he imagined. Loneliness fills his heart. He misses Earth. He misses voices, music, laughter. He misses the smell of food, the sound of rain, the feeling of grass under his feet. Space has given him stars, but taken everything else. One night, as the others sleep, the dreamer speaks softly to himself. "Why did I come here? Was it worth leaving everything behind?" But then he remembers the words of the captain. Earth is watching. We are their eyes. We are their dream. He holds those words close. He tells himself, "I cannot give up. If I fall, their dream will fall with me." The crew continues day by day, each carrying their private battles. They eat together, laugh sometimes, but inside they hide their fears. Each night they lie awake, eyes open in the dark, listening to the ship's quiet hum. Space outside is silent, but inside their hearts, storms continue to rage. One evening, the captain gathers them all. His voice is calm, but strong. "I know what you feel," he says. "I feel it too. Fear, doubt, loneliness. But listen to me. We are not just four people lost in space. We are humanity itself. Every second we survive, Earth survives with us. Every breath we take is a promise. Humanity does not give up." His words fall heavy, but also warm. The doctor nods, her eyes wet. The engineer looks down, hiding his tears. The dreamer breathes deeply, his heart slowly finding light again. The struggle inside is not finished. It may never finish. But in that moment, they remember they are not alone. They carry Earth inside them, its voices, its memories, its dreams. And as long as they carry it, they are never truly lost. The days in space feel endless. There is no sunrise, no sunset, only the steady hum of the ship and the black ocean outside. The crew counts time with meals and sleep, but even sleep feels empty. Dreams come and go like shadows. They survive the storm. They survive their fears. But each moment reminds them how small they are in the face of the universe. Then, one quiet hour, something changes. The dreamer is the first to see it. His eyes are tired, but they suddenly widen. Beyond the glass window, far away, a glow appears. Not a star, something larger, softer, alive with color. "Captain," he whispers. His voice is shaky, almost afraid to believe. "Look!" The captain walks closer. His eyes follow the young man's finger. At first, he thinks it is another trick of the stars. But no, the glow grows brighter, bigger, more real. The doctor joins them, then the engineer. 4 pairs of eyes stare at the same sight, a planet. It is small, round, and blue-green, shining softly like a jewel in the darkness. Clouds swirl around it. Light reflects from its surface. For the first time in weeks, the crew sees something that looks alive. The doctor breathes out, almost crying. "It looks beautiful." The engineer whispers, "It looks like Earth." But the captain's face is serious. "It is not Earth. We don't know what it is. We don't know if it is safe." Still, hope spreads among them like fire. A new world. A chance. Maybe water. Maybe air. Maybe life. Maybe answers. For a long time, they sit in silence, staring at it. Each of them feels something different. The doctor feels her heart beating fast, filled with wonder. She thinks, maybe here we can start again. Maybe here humanity has another chance. The engineer feels excitement mixed with fear. His hands itch to explore, to test the soil, the air, the machines. But inside, he also knows, new world bring new dangers. The dreamer feels tears in his eyes. He whispers, "I wanted to touch the stars, but maybe touching a world is even greater." And the captain, steady as always, feels the heavy weight of choice. He knows hope can be dangerous. One wrong step, and hope can turn to death. As the ship moves closer, the planet grows larger in the window. Its colors shine, oceans of blue, forests of green, mountains of silver. Clouds twist like white rivers in the sky. The crew cannot stop looking. After endless black, this world looks like a miracle. But then, the silence inside the ship grows tense, because miracles can also be traps. The captain gathers them in the control room. His voice is calm but sharp. "We have found a planet, but we do not know what lives there. It could welcome us, or it could destroy us. We must be careful, very careful." The doctor nods. "But Captain, if there's life, maybe we can learn from it." The engineer adds, "If there's air, we can breathe. If there's water, we can drink. This world could save us." The dreamer looks at the captain, his eyes burning. "We cannot turn away. This is why we came, to find what waits beyond." The captain is silent for a long time. Then he says, "We will approach, but we will be ready for anything." The ship begins to move toward the planet. Step by step, closer and closer. The glow becomes a horizon. The world fills their vision. Their hearts race. They imagine stepping onto new soil. They imagine the first human footprints in a land never touched before. But deep inside, they know another truth. If this planet is alive, then it will test them. And every test is dangerous. As they orbit above the planet, the ship shakes slightly. Gravity pulls them, welcoming or warning. They cannot tell. Through the window, they see storms flashing on the surface. Lightning dances in the clouds. Mountains rise like giants. Oceans crash against dark coasts. The doctor whispers, "It looks wild." The engineer mutters, "It looks alive." The dreamer says nothing. His eyes shine with hope, but also fear. And the captain, staring down at the world, speaks quietly. "This is not a dream. This is our next test." The crew prepares. The doctor checks a medical bag again and again. The engineer tests the landing system. The dreamer ties his shoes tightly, as if ready to run. The captain watches them, his heart heavy but strong. He knows one truth. Tomorrow, their lives may change forever. Outside, the planet spins below them, silent and mysterious. It waits, like a closed door. And behind that door, no one knows what lies. But one thing is certain, humanity has reached a new world. And this world will not stay silent for long. The planet spins below them, full of mystery. From orbit, it looks peaceful, ocean shining like glass, forest glowing green, clouds swirling white. But the crew knows the truth. Beauty can hide danger. Still, they cannot stay in space forever. Supplies are low. Oxygen is limited. If they want to live, they must face the world waiting below. The captain gives the order. His voice is calm, though his heart is heavy. Prepare for descent. The engineer checks the landing system, fingers moving fast. The doctor straps herself in, holding her kit tight. The dreamer whispers a small prayer, his eyes locked on the glowing planet. The ship enters the atmosphere. At once, fire surrounds them. Flames burn across the windows as the ship cuts through thick clouds. The hull shakes violently, like it is being torn apart. "Hold steady," the captain shouts. His voice cuts through the roar. The engineer's face is pale, sweat dripping, but his hands do not stop. The doctor grips the chair, her knuckles white. The dreamer closes his eyes, whispering, "We will survive. We must survive." The fire lasts forever, but finally, the ship breaks through. The flames vanish. Silence returns. And beneath them, the new world waits. They land on a vast plain. The ground shakes as the ship touches down. Dust rises like smoke. For a moment, no one speaks. Then, slowly, the captain stands. His eyes scan the room. "We made it." The crew breathes deeply. Relief spreads through them. But they know this is only the beginning. The door opens. A rush of air fills the ship, thick, damp, strange. The doctor tests it quickly. It has oxygen. It is safe to breathe, at least for now. They step outside, one by one. The ground is dark and wet. Strange plants rise high, glowing faintly with blue light. The sky is filled with moving clouds, lightning flashing in the distance. The air smells sharp, electric. For the first time in weeks, they feel ground under their feet. They hear wind, not silence. They feel alive again. The dreamer kneels, touching the soil with shaking hands. Tears fall from his eyes. We are here. A new world. Humanity has touched it. The doctor looks around, her heart racing. This world is wild, but beautiful. The engineer takes notes, scanning rocks, plants, the air. It is alive. Too alive. The captain stays silent, watching the horizon. He feels the weight of unseen eyes. Then it begins. A sudden roar shakes the air. The ground trembles beneath their feet. In the distance, the forest moves, not with wind, but with something larger, heavier. The dreamer steps back, fear in his eyes. What is that? The doctor whispers. It sounds alive. The captain's voice is steady. Stay together. The roar grows louder. Lightning crashes across the sky. Rain begins to fall, heavy and sharp. The glowing plants flicker and bend. And then, out of the shadows, a shape appears. It is massive, taller than their ship, with skin like stone and eyes like fire. A creature of this world, born from storms and silence. The crew freezes. Their hearts beat fast. The dreamer whispers, "It will kill us." But the captain does not move. His eyes are sharp. "No, this is our test." The creature roars again, shaking the ground. The engineer raises his tool, but the captain stops him. "No weapons. Not yet. We do not fight unless we must." The doctor's hands tremble, but her voice is calm. "If it attacks, we have no chance." The dreamer whispers, "Then what do we do?" The captain steps forward, just one step. His voice rises above the storm. "We stand together." The creature moves closer, its eyes burning. For a moment, the world holds its breath. Then, suddenly, the ship behind them shakes. Systems begin to fail again, alarms screaming, lights flashing. The storm outside is breaking the ship apart. Now there are two dangers, the creature in front and the storm destroying their only home. The crew must choose. Fight the creature or save the ship. The captain makes a choice. "Engineer, doctor, Save the ship. Dreamer, with me. The engineer runs, rain slamming his back, tools in his hands. The doctor follows, coughing in the storm, her eyes burning with determination. They disappear inside the ship, fighting fire, fighting failure. The captain and the dreamer stay outside, facing the creature. Lightning flashes. The monster roars again. The dreamer trembles, but the captain's voice is steady. Do not fear. We are human. We do not run. The storm rages. The creature stands tall. The ship burns. This is a final test. Every second is a question. Every choice is life or death. And in that storm, on that strange new world, humanity fights not just for survival, but for its future. The storm raged like an angry sea. Lightning tore across the sky. Rain slammed against metal, and the ground shook with the roar of the creature. The captain and the dreamer stood outside, soaked, their hearts racing. Behind them, the ship screamed with alarms. Inside, the engineer and the doctor fought to keep it alive. This was not just a fight for survival. This was humanity's final test. The creature stepped closer, its eyes glowing like fire. Each step shook the earth. The dreamer's knees trembled, but he stayed beside the captain. His voice was weak, but steady. Captain, what if this is the end? The captain's eyes never left the monster. His voice was firm. Then we end as humans. Together. Inside the ship, the engineer coughed in smoke. Sparks rained down as wires burned. His hands were cut and bleeding, but he kept working. Hold together, my friend, he whispered to the ship. Hold for us. The doctor ran from one corner to another, sealing leaks, cooling fire, giving the engineer mask. Her heart pounded, but her hands were steady. We cannot fail, she told herself. Not here. Not now. Outside, the creature raised its massive head. The storm seemed to answer it. Thunder roared, the ground split, trees bent like grass. The dreamer shouted, his voice almost breaking. We cannot fight this. But the captain lifted his arm, pointing at the sky. Look! Through the storm, the cloud broke for just a moment. A ray of light cut through the darkness, shining on the crew, shining on the world. The captain's voice rose, strong and clear. This is who we are. We do not run. We do not kneel. Every test, we face together. And every test, we win. His words echoed in the dreamer's chest. Strength returned to his legs. His fear became fire. For the first time, he shouted back at the storm. We are human, and we will not give up. The creature roared again, but something shifted. Its step slowed. Its fire eyes dimmed. It lowered its head, as if listening, as if recognizing strength. The storm began to weaken. Lightning faded. Rain softened. The roar of thunder became silence. The crew stood, hearts pounding, as the creature turned away. Slowly, it vanished into the shadows of the forest, leaving only the sound of dripping rain. Inside, the engineer and doctor stopped their work. The alarms faded. The ship, though scarred, was alive. The captain and dreamer returned, soaked and shaking, but alive. The four of them met in the middle of the ship, their eyes wide, their faces wet with rain and tears. No one spoke for a long time. They only looked at each other. In their eyes, one truth shone clear. They had passed a final test. Later, when the storm had gone and silence returned, the captain recorded a message. His voice was calm, but filled with emotion. To Earth and to every human who will hear these words, he began, We have seen the darkness. We have faced storms, silence, fire, and fear. We have looked into the eyes of death. And yet we stand. He paused, looking at his crew. The doctor smiled faintly. The engineer nodded, tired but proud. The dreamer's eyes glowed with new strength. The captain continued. Every world tests us. Every test tries to break us. But we do not fall. We do not give up. We rise. We survive. Because we are human. And humanity always wins. The doctor added softly, her voice warm. We are far from home, but home lives inside us. Every child, every mother, every father, every dreamer. They are with us here, and we carry their hope into the stars. The engineer spoke next, his hands still trembling. Machines can break, shields can fail, but what keeps us alive is not metal. It is courage. It is unity. As long as we stand together, no storm can end us. And then the dreamer, his young voice clear, spoke the final words. We are not lost in space. We are the beginning of something greater. This is not the end. This is only the first step. The message was sent. Across the endless black, it traveled, carrying hope back to Earth. On the new world, under strange skies, 4 humans stood tall. They had survived storms, silence, and fear. They had faced the unknown, and the unknown had bowed to their courage. The journey was not finished. More worlds waited. More tests would come. But in that moment, one truth was clear. Humanity does not give up. Humanity does not break. Humanity rises. Always,